Welcome back, everybody. This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared, here with Bob. It's the two of us. I got another rant. I got another opening rant. So here's a forewarning. Also work related. So get ready. Hang on to your fucking horses. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I poured myself a healthy pour of good old Henry McKenna to kind of just wash the day away and start fresh tomorrow. And also, it's delicious. And they're not a sponsor, but like, fuck, man. If any booze company was going to be a sponsor of the show, I would want it to be Henry McKenna. So maybe, if we 20x our, no, I think it would have to be 2000x our followers. We could actually have a conversation with them. But what's 60 times 2000? That's got to be what? 120,000?
In some math worlds.
So I don't know. I have no idea. We need a lot more than what we have now. 60 is not going to cut it. They're going to be like, oh, that's cute. Go fuck yourself. So anyway, are you ready for the latest level of incompetence here?
Nah.
So today was the first move day. So we're shifting things early, first of all, too. I'm just pissed all around, I guess. We're not recording our Monday episode on a Sunday because I have a fucking wedding to go to on a Sunday, which in Gloucester also. So it's not close to me at all. It's probably going to be close to 2 hours from where I live. Got to go to work on Monday. Right. So Sunday wedding, like Friday weddings are inconvenient, right? Because you don't necessarily have to take the day off, but like if you don't take the day off, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, whatever. People will bitch and complain about having to take the day off for a Friday wedding. Friday weddings, yes, although inconvenient, are not the fucking worst. Sunday weddings, by far the fucking worst. So that sucks. Got to go to work the next day, all that bullshit, whatever. So here we are on a Thursday night after day one of, and anyone listening that's like, oh, are you talking shit about a wedding? It's my family. It's not Amy's family. It's my cousin getting married in Gloucester on a Sunday. So I'll talk shit if I want. So today was the first, allegedly, if you're watching on YouTube, you see my air quotes, my generous use of air quotes. Today was the first day of move activity for this company that I outlined a little bit in the previous episode. My gripe in the previous episode was with what did I call them? Because I don't want to use their real titles. I think I called them seat assigners.
The seat assigner.
Yeah, the seat assigners. Yeah. I try and stay away. No real names, no real titles, no nothing. Just keep it bland. Protect all involved. So now my gripe is with, how am I going to describe these guys? The equipment moving company or the
just call them movers.
No. It's different. This will make sense once I tell my story. So I'll call them the equipment trackers, right? They're the trackers. Their job is to track all of the lab equipment from origin to destination, make sure it gets disconnected properly, make sure it gets reconnected properly. My job is to oversee like the whole move and like make sure it all goes smoothly. So the tracker guy, my company was also a late addition to this move. We got on not the 90s band like in real life. Or that was new edition. I don't know, whatever. So we got involved like 8 weeks ago. This is actually phase 3 of the move that is starting today. So obviously there were prior moves. Again, my company got brought in 8 weeks ago. I get put in, trying to catch up to speed, trying to fill in like where we are, what's going on, what's happening. Prior to this, I won't get into the super details, but there was like 3 or 4 things that they just didn't book that they needed, like moving chemicals and moving cold room stuff because they have like massive cold room storage. No one thought to like book a separate way to move those.
Why would you need just like special cold storage?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
movement.
This has to be kept in a room at 4 degrees Celsius. We can just throw it on a regular moving truck, right?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that hot out today.
Yeah, yeah. We can just move stuff on a truck. Yeah, it's fine. We don't need a freezer, like a cold at temperature truck, right?
Yeah, and like, what do you need this special fucking liaison to unplug shit? Just unplug this shit.
Yeah,
It has to be. It has to be that simple.
Yeah, it is. It is actually. It's his job as a farce, is what I'm starting to learn, because he didn't bring in the right people. So, thus brings me to today with the actual moving company. So, the tracker man hired the moving company and had everything lined up to go before I was even on the project. So when I entered the project, I said, who's moving chemicals? We don't know. Okay, I'll go get someone to move chemicals. Who's moving cold room stuff? Well, we don't know. Okay, I'll go get someone to move cold room stuff. Do we have someone moving office stuff? Because this is a lab move and an office move. And I got met with yeah, I think they'll do that. Okay, let me confirm. Come to find out, what originally was booked, we're moving out of 3 floors of a lab building. The entire 4th floor of one, this is the same building in Framingham. The entire 4th floor, half of the 2nd, half of the 6th. So 2 full floors, theoretically, right, of lab stuff, and then 3 floors of office stuff. The original booking that Tracker Man...
We'll call that a crim order.
Yeah, the original crim order that Tracker Man put in was 1 truck and 4 guys to move. I said, that's not enough. Let me talk to the guy from the rep from the moving company and see what we can do. He goes, yeah, no problem. We'll bump it up. We'll give you 3 trucks and 6 guys. Awesome. Great. That's just what we need. 3 trucks and 6 guys between Thursday and Friday. We're ripping back and forth, Framingham to Waltham's, like a 30-minute turnaround. We're good. Like, we got this. Okay. Well, here we are on Thursday.
One truck, 2 guys.
1 truck shows up. You're good. Correct. Ding, 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 ding. 1 truck, 4 guys.
Oh, so the original crim order was the correct crim order.
Yeah. So I might have been 6 guys. I might have exaggerated. So
see, if fucking Raro was working over there, well, like when he was working for Crim, he would have fucking taken care of it. You guys didn't have there was no Raro for the
there was no
company.
Raro. Hey, Eric, can you could drop off a table at the underpass? Yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Where it's like, Eric, I know you're not doing anything. Like, can you just please like bring me this table?
Yeah, don't tell me you're fucking doing something. I fucking know you're not.
Yeah.
Your entire day, especially like Crim, your entire day is fucking scheduled. Every aspect of it.
Exactly.
So if you fucking bothered to answer me, you can do it.
Yeah. So the moving company shows up, 1 truck, 6 guys. Clearly not enough, right? They show up to move lab equipment, which is like high-tech, expensive stuff. Like it's important stuff. Some of it's not. Some of it's like a fucking scale and like stuff that can just be unplugged. Some of it is worth quite literally $1 million for 1 piece. So there, 6 guys in 1 truck shows up with cloth hampers, like those big hampers that you would move, like imagine like in a prison when they take all the laundry, like they just roll them on carts. They show up with 8 of those. We have 3 floors of stuff to move out on. They have 8 cloth hampers. So you can't stack things in cloth. So for anyone that's like, yeah, what's the big deal? A normal lab moving company will show up with what's called commercial bins. They're like these giant cardboard boxes that they throw on a dolly. And it's like, I don't know, maybe like 2 feet by 4 feet. And then they're probably like 2 feet high, like depth wise. So you can fit stuff in them. It's a solid cardboard around, so it gives a little bit of protection. And then you can stack stuff inside. You can't stack equipment in a cloth hamper. So whatever. Okay, we'll work around it. Do you guys have like packing foam, bubble wrap, packing paper? Nope, I got nothing, none of that. Why would we need that? Okay. We got these biosafety cabinets that are these massive things. They come 4 feet long or 6 feet long. They're huge. There's these big contraptions. They have to be like legitimately like taken apart with tools, put up on like a lift to pull like the stand out from underneath it, moved in 2 separate pieces. Yeah, sure, we can handle that. One of my coworkers was in Framingham with them today. I was in Waltham, supposed to receive everything. My coworker calls me and goes, "Yeah, so they've had the BSC, that's the biosafety cabinet. They've had
so people in the biz call it.
Yeah, they've had the BSC up on a lift for about 45 minutes, and I just walked in there again, and they tried to get like a couple like moving dollies underneath the legs." And then they realized that like doing that, you can't fit it out the door because it's too tall. And I go, okay, so they don't know how to move BSCs. And he goes, nope, they have no idea what they're doing. So I go, okay, well, what else can we do? Well, typically before a big move, right, a real moving company will come in the day before and kind of stage everything. Like if there's things that can be packed into like bigger boxes, or we have these like big, like they're called metro racks, but it's like the big like aluminum racks that everyone has in their basement or their garage. You know, they have like the tiers on them. I think we had a plastic one in the basement in Mansfield.
Yeah.
So they're just storage shelving, but on wheels. So we call them metro racks. Typically like a real moving company will come in, throw some packing paper like in between so it fills the gaps, and then they'll take plastic like cling wrap and they'll wrap around the entire rack, and then they'll just move the rack. So you don't have to like take stuff off, put it on, whatever. Nope, none of that stuff. Nothing. Don't have anything. Nothing to wrap metro racks. Nothing. Also, that was my original point. They didn't come in yesterday at all. Didn't ask. Nothing. Was like, hey, can we get in to like stage some stuff and prep anything? Nope. They showed up today with 6 guys who walked up to my coworker who told me this afterwards on the phone. And the 6 guys walk up and be like, all right, what do you need us to do? And my coworker was like, are you serious? Do you know what we have to move? And they were like, nope. We were just told to show up and be ready to go. So we had 2 days to move this scheduled. Tracker Man booked them for the 2 days. I called the moving rep and upped the manpower to 3 trucks and however many guys, 6 guys, 8 guys, whatever it was. They show up with 1 truck, 6 guys, not prepared to move a lab. So the only thing they did today was pack things into the hampers and take any of like the small equipment that can go and like just put them in like boxes and then like stage stuff to get it ready to move. Nothing, not one piece of equipment got moved today from Framingham to Waltham. So I call the moving rep guy and I say, hey, what's the deal, man? He's like, so separately from them, we had to move freezers live, which is a separate company. But because it's a separate company with a truck that has outlets on it, basically. So you can plug the freezers into the outlets because they're kept at like minus 80 degrees Celsius. So they have like...
What is that in Kelvin?
Yeah, 2. So it's about 2 Kelvin.
500 Kelvin.
Yeah. So we moved 14 freezers. So I lied when I said that nothing got moved, no equipment got moved by the moving company. The company that came to move the freezers while they're plugged in on their truck to keep temperature, we moved 14 of those freezers. So I talked to the move rep guy today and I go, hey, what's up? Like, I feel like the guys just didn't have enough. Like what's going on? And he goes, ignores my question and goes, oh yeah, was that freezer truck available to make two passes? And I go, yep, which was another deal because he told me they were able to do 2. Freezer truck man, the driver, was like, yeah, we're only contracted to move 6 freezers today. we have other work to do today. So I go, all right, well, we have 14. So they were nice enough to put the 7th one on the truck, bring it to Waltham. And then they were like, hey, we called dispatch, like we moved our schedule around. We can go back to Framingham and get the other 7 and bring them back. So I was like, perfect. But it wasn't scheduled. Moving rep guy told me he had it handled, and we had the truck for as long as we needed it.
Yeah, well, he did have it handled.
Yeah.
He may just not have actually passed that information on to anybody, but he had it handled.
Yeah. So I'm talking
he knew what was going on.
So I'm talking to move rep guy, and he goes, oh, was that truck able to do 2 swings? And I go, yeah, they weren't scheduled for it, but they moved their day around to accommodate. And he goes, oh, great. How many freezers did we move? And I go, 14. And he's like, wow, that's a great day. And I go, what? That's a great day?
No, that's a day that meets expectations. That's a day that
any lab equipment over to the new lab. And he goes, okay, all right, yeah, I hear you. So what are we looking at then? And I go, all of it still. And I just start rattling off all of like the large equipment. There's like double stack, triple stack incubators, like big centrifuges, like all of this shit that you would find in a lab.
I know a guy who sells centrifuges.
Oh, really? That's strange. Yeah. That's weird.
He sells medical equipment.
Oh, okay. That's less weird. Yeah. Yeah. Does he work for Eppendorf?
Because he offered us a centrifuge.
Thermo Fisher?
Wait, what was that one? Is that a German company?
Eppendorf?
That could be it. That sounds like a German company that begins with E.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, I think it's them.
Yeah, they make good stuff.
All right,
Thermo Fisher is the other company.
Credit to you, Jim.
Yeah, shout out to Jim.
Yeah, selling good shit.
So
centrifuges can't be beat.
Yeah,
you centrifuge. Let me know. Yeah. I'll connect you with Jim.
Yeah, perfect. Does he do direct to consumer?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, for the right price.
Yeah.
For the right price, I'll get you whatever you need.
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
Yeah, sure. So I'm talking to move rep guy, and he's like, he says like, oh, so what are we looking at? So I say all of it. I list off everything, and he goes, oh, all right. So what I can do is I'll send more guys over tomorrow. So I go, are you going to send more guys, or do you have more trucks too? Because not for nothing, but like we can have 15 guys, but if we only have 1 truck, it's 1 truck that we need to send back and forth. And he goes, yeah. No, we'll have a truck. Except those guys in that truck probably can't get there until tomorrow afternoon. So I'm like, okay, it's fine, right? It's better than nothing, right? So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. I go, hey man, any chance like you can be there tomorrow to like put eyes on all this stuff? Because another thing to back up, what a good moving company will do before they do a lab move is they send a rep from their company to walk through the space to actually get a look at what's moving so they can best prepare their crew. And they can also allot the appropriate resources like trucks and guys to how much stuff needs to move. That was never done. So Tracker Man and Move Rep guy never did a walkthrough of the space to see what was moving. They were just like, yeah, it's like a little bit of stuff. Okay, cool. How's 1 truck, 4 guys sound? Yeah, sounds good. Both days? Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll get it all done. All right, you guys are all a bunch of fucking cunts. So Move Rep guy goes, yeah, I can probably get there, but like probably not till like noon tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he'll be there. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really sure what I can do, but I'll be there. Which, to back up again, yesterday I talked to him on the phone and asked him if he was going to be there today on site. His verbatim response was, no, I don't move stuff. Yeah, man, I get it. You're the move rep guy. You're not the physical mover, but like no one was there. So the 6 guys that showed up, there was no like project manager. There was nothing. They literally showed up, looked at my coworker, was like, what do you need us to do? So move rep guy is going to be there tomorrow in Framingham, but not until noon. So then I go, well, we lost today and we're not going to get it all done tomorrow. So we need to book for next week. Like do you have anything available? And he goes, all right, I'll get back to you. So he gets back to me later on and he goes, yeah, we're booked solid Monday through Friday next week. But we can do Saturday. And I go, okay, thanks, man. Hang up the phone. I go, I'll have to get back to you because I can't authorize Saturday work. That has to go through like the pharmaceutical company. So, and I also have to ask my boss too, for if they're going to pay me to be there. So I go and I'm talking to my boss. I'm talking to a couple of my coworkers and I'm talking to Michaela's cousin. So all the meanwhile, there was a global executive. The global head of research and development was on site today in Waltham doing a walkthrough of the space because it's getting renovated and doing all this stuff. And Michaela's cousin was in charge of like his day, essentially, like making sure he got to where he needed to go, did what he needed to do, see what he needed to saw, right? So
I know one thing he didn't see. Stuff being moved over.
Movers, yeah. At one point, it was funny. They were doing a walkthrough on the first floor, and Michaela's cousin was texting me, being like, "Hey, we're on the first floor. Like, what's the deal?" And I go, "We're moving fridges." And she goes, "Can you do it like secretly?" And I go, "Okay." So there's like a big hallway that we have to cross. So I like a fucking comedy show. I stick my head out in the hallway and look and go, "We're clear." And I'm like waving the movers to come like really, really quick with the freezer.
Sprinting down with these shits on fucking dollies
to like bring them to the freezer room so we can like plug them in and get back to the loading dock. And we actually pulled it off. Like the guy had no idea. But so again, Courtney's cousin is like running this project with me on the pharmaceutical company side of it, like the actual company that we're contracted by. So she's like my go-to person. So I'm filling her in through this all day long, just texting her like, "Hope you're having a good day." And then I'd be like, "This just happened. Hope everything's going well. This just happened." Like all of this stuff, like the moving company isn't equipped to move stuff. So we get through the whole thing. She's fucking pissed at the end of the day. So I finally get to talk to her at like, I don't know, probably like 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I go, "So here's the deal." And we've built a pretty good relationship at this point. And a lot of that obviously has to do with she's Michaela's cousin. And we have obviously mutual friends there and on her side family. So I go, "Here's the deal. We hired," and I say we now, but that's not what I said. I said, Tracker Man hired a moving company that isn't equipped to move labs. They also blew today. All we have is tomorrow, and they're offering to move Saturday. By the state of everything that's going on, even if we work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow and all day on Saturday, we're not going to finish this move because this company is just not up to standard when it comes to moving labs. So I go, that's the upfront part. Now I'm going to put on my consulting hat. As a consultant, what I recommend is that we take tomorrow, move as much as we can with this moving company, and then we're using a different moving company for some other stuff, actually to move the cold rooms and stuff, because they have specialized equipment, believe it or not. They have specialized equipment. They have a massive truck that's kept at 4 degrees Celsius, which is like 300 Kelvin or something. So they're moving the cold rooms. So I go, we need to pick up the phone and we need to call that company and beg them and plead with them to please help us and move the rest of the lab and the office space on Monday and Tuesday of next week. And she goes, "Oh, I'm 100% on board with that." She goes, "I'm really glad you said that because I fucking hate this moving company." And I go, "Here we go."
Dude, I don't even know if I would want this moving company moving like my fucking bed.
No, she hates them. Everyone. So that's the other thing. I skipped that part. The biosafety cabinets that they don't know how to move. When I talked to my coworker, I said, "Fuck it, just leave them. Like focus on other things that we can actually maybe pack." So I told that to Michaela's cousin's counterpart in like the real estate department. So there's two people. There's Michaela's cousin who's in research and development, and then her counterpart that's in real estate, works with me, and then the tracker man. We're like the group of like 4 that like run the whole project. So the real estate guy, I tell him this and he goes, oh, fuck. He immediately starts drafting an email to the other moving company, the one that has the special stuff, and goes, hey, are you able to move 4 BSCs for us? I know it's short notice, but this is urgent. They reply back and go, yeah, of course. How soon do you need it? And he goes, can you do tomorrow? This is all on like an email chain. And the guy responds back and goes, yeah, they'll be there at 8 a.m. And then they emailed back like an hour and a half later and goes, actually, can we do 9 a.m.? We were like, sure. So like this company that we're going to have to beg and plead with tomorrow to move the rest of everything on Monday and Tuesday, we emailed them today on Thursday to come move. Granted, it's only 4 BSCs, so it's not like a heavy lift or anything. But they were like, yeah, sure, we'll be there tomorrow. They have the equipment. They know how to take them apart. They know how to move them. They all of that stuff. So it's like, what in the actual fuck would you say that you do here?
Nothing. This is how this works, though.
Nothing. Like the level of, this is a brand new level of incompetence that like I didn't know existed, because Tracker Man sucks so bad. Oh, also I was told too that by my coworker who was in Framingham that Tracker Man was basically just running around Framingham all day, like just bitching and complaining and freaking out, like not actually doing anything, just running around like huffing and puffing all day. And it's like, okay. And then at one point he tried to like blame me and Michaela's cousin for the freezer thing. He was like, oh, Jared and he says her name, Jared and her are handling the cold stuff on Monday. And I go, yeah, we are, but we need to move the freezers. Like the freezers are the freezer move. The freezers don't move with the cold stuff. He was like, oh yeah, no, of course they're only moving 6 minus 80 freezers. Why would they move anything else? You're handling that. Are something different about these freezers? Are they different than those freezers?
Are these magic freezers?
Yeah. Do the laws of physics cease to exist on this fucking freezer? Like, what the fuck, dude? Holy shit. Again, like just the absolute fucking incompetence of these people. And then like the second something happens, they're like, I don't know, it wasn't me, it was him. It's his fault.
All right, so I'm gonna consult the consultants, even though the consultants aren't listening to me. There's too much essential work being outsourced.
Oh yeah,
between Tracker Man and the seat assigners. And the problem is, even if they are the experts at those spots, if they don't get you the seat assignments, who cares? If he hires a shitty moving company, it's your problem to fix. So when it comes to the accountability, you can't outsource people who shed the accountability if it doesn't go correctly.
Right.
Because as of these last 2, so the seat assigner didn't do his job, couldn't get back from vacation, still on vacation mode. 2-week vacation takes 3 weeks. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough, man. Yeah. I don't know how you can expect him to work after 2 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
But if he never got you that seating chart, that's your problem. But you don't do the seating. He does the seating, but you have to figure it out. So it's like, when it comes to these pieces where you guys are the ones held accountable. Now, I understand that this would require like growth and expansion of the company, but I just don't understand how you run a company where essential services are outsourced and not held accountable.
Yeah, that's everything. You basically just described corporate America in like 2 sentences. Everything essential is outsourced. Like everything is like levels of like bureaucracy where it's like, why I can't do that because that's not my job. That's Stevie's job. Or like, yeah, but you know how to do it. Can you just help me out? Like you're his boss. Like, can you just make the seating plan so I can have the what I didn't know at the time, but now I do have the inept moving company move them. I think we said that in the last episode. Oh, how can you fuck it up? Oh, these guys, they'll fuck it up somehow.
Can you send me those seat assignments so we can not move their stuff?
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, well, that's Stevie's job. It's like, well, yeah, but you're his boss and he's on vacation. So can you like pick it up? I got a lot to do. All right, cool, man. Like, I guess we don't want this move to go smoothly, but like the saving grace of this is because I have a good relationship with Michaela's cousin and her real estate counterpart. They know everything that's going on. They're 100% up to speed. So they're cool with me and my company. They're not cool with the tracker man and his company and the moving company, which is why we're getting a different moving company. We're literally firing this moving company like on the job.
Dude, I would leave them a scathing Google review.
It's terrible.
Scathing.
It's terrible. Like, how can
I could give you 0. I wish I had less stars so I could give you 0.
So you know nothing about moving professional at a professional level, right? If I told you that you had to move an entire lab of equipment, but you couldn't look at it, would you do it? Would you say yes?
I mean, unless I could, like, so I would say no because I can't call anyone and find out, hey, how the fuck do I move lab equipment?
Exactly. They never did a walkthrough. The guy has never seen the space.
Yeah,
How do you like
even when I got a quote from a moving company, my very, very first apartment before I realized how expensive it would be to move. And even he came by.
Yeah.
And we were moving fucking beds and couches.
Yeah. Yeah, this company fucking sucks.
Again, leave scathing Google review. Scathing.
Yeah. I probably will. Honestly.
That'll show them.
Yeah. So that's why the Henry McKenna is out.
I mean, what did you? Okay, so now,
which to be honest,
I understand
it's a little bit of a shtick, right, for the show. Like I'm not stressed at all. Like I'm a little bit stressed, but like I just
mostly
said,
annoyed.
Like Michaela's cousin and her real estate counterpart, they're cool with me. Like I left work today, aggravated as fuck, but like I'm not stressed, right? Like I'm not like, oh my God, like my job is in jeopardy. Like we're not going to be able to do the move. No, I'm cool because I know my ass is covered and I know that like they know it's not me and my company. It's the fucking moving company. So it's mostly an aggression drink. It's not a stress drink.
It's a kickoff drink.
Yeah.
Jumping off point.
Yeah.
So now I know you're doing this professionally now, but moving's always the world's biggest disaster, whether it's planned out well or not.
Yeah,
and
which is why
I don't want to hear anything
exists.
otherwise. Yeah, but even when you guys do it better, it's still going to be a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the scale.
I will not hear a counter argument because moving sucks.
It does,
and everything about it.
For sure, it does. But I am very confident that I would be able to handle a residential move and make it go smoothly.
Yeah, but yeah, there's also a lot more room for error. But like that's the thing, though. If you're doing like a residential move. So here, I'll give you an example because so Michaela got movers to move her shit from her apartment to when she moved over here, October. We're almost 2 years ago now, and they put a bed in the basement. That was like the guest room bed, And she had a funny feeling that it didn't go back together. And she's like, it might be broken, but it could have been not put back together. Like it's been taken apart, put together many times, whatever. So movers come in, they get everything in the house, whatever. When she had COVID, I was sleeping on that bed and I was like, that bed's like slanted. And I'm like, there's something wrong there. And then she had mentioned maybe getting rid of it, putting like her bike and exercise stuff in there. So why you have a new view of me for those on the YouTube show is she did move her bike and her exercise stuff. She also got rid of the big sleigh bed and put in a day bed. So it takes up a little bit less space.
Right.
And the day bed like tucks in the corner. So she took apart the sleigh bed before putting in the day bed to get rid of it. And it wasn't even remotely put together. Like straight up not even like assembled incorrectly. Some parts were just not assembled.
Yeah.
And that was from an actual residential moving company. Now, I've moved plenty of times. You've moved plenty of times.
Yeah.
Every time I move, I try to do it as cheap as possible.
Right.
So therefore, I do cut corners. Yes, if money wasn't a thing, there would be certain things that I would do differently. And I feel pretty confident too that I would do a residential move. I couldn't do your job right now, obviously. But no matter what, because moving requires a lot of estimation, planning, and humans, when you have those things all in place, something goes wrong somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Like even as simple as like, you know, the thing not fitting through the door because it was up on a dolly.
Yep.
Like little stuff like that goes. Now this one's completely botched, like way beyond fucked.
Yeah.
Like whole situation, like not enough manpower, don't know how to do the job, don't know how to move the stuff specifically, and we're not ready to go.
Yep.
So yeah, there's obviously ways to do it better, but like there's always going to be something. Now, whether it's minor or major, like this is like fucking Little Boy or whatever the fucking A-bomb was. Fat Man and Little Boy, is that what they were?
Yeah. Yeah. From the Enola Gay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be some fucking issue with moving, and it's always going to go that way. Because like anytime, like anytime you measure anything, like in the real world, not in the computer world, there's always going to be fucking mistakes.
Yeah.
And you just have to adjust and fix it and figure it out. It's usually not a big deal, but that's why I'm saying like moving is just like always a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Or you go to move and it fucking downpours that day and it's like, fuck.
Yep.
Like, yeah. So it's like, oh, so all of this stuff now needs to go have a fucking trash bag over it. Great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Go buy 300 trash bags, somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to go buy a mattress bag. Because I didn't know those existed.
Awful.
Yeah. So my favorite part of that actually is at the end of the day, me and Courtney's cousin and my boss was still there. So we were just sitting there talking, like bitching, going over everything. And then she goes, actually, hold on a second. She goes to the website of the moving company that we're using. And she's looking and she goes, doesn't say anywhere on here that like they're capable of moving labs. It says like residential and commercial moving. Yeah. So we go
desks. They move desks.
So we go, all right, let's like check and see like if some of the other companies have that on there. So we go to 4 other moving companies that we've worked with in some capacity, one way or another. And within like lab spaces and stuff, all 4 of them under the services tab on their website says either life sciences, biological and hospital equipment, science equipment. Like it says like some form of lab equipment moved. Like they're able to handle and specialize.
Were you at all surprised by those findings?
No, I don't
Okay.
think she was either. And I think she was like, wow, this is just the cherry on top. This is
Yep.
perfect. She goes, I'm not at all surprised.
I would leave a scathing review for this person that booked the fucking shitty moving company too.
Yeah, he's
Scathing.
a dumbass too.
Scathing review.
Yeah, Tracker Man.
Yeah, leave him a scathing review.
Yeah. Bad. 0 stars.
0 stars. I wish I had more thumbs so I could give 4 thumbs down.
So that was my day today.
Want to review? I'll review bomb the companies with you.
I'll tell you, I'll take this offline.
Yeah. Let's take this offline.
Yeah.
And
we'll reconnect.
You and I will reconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when should we set up that follow-up Zoom to get offline?
Yeah. Oh, it's a great meeting. Great meeting today. Okay.
I'm sure you'll have some great meetings next week.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing. The lessons learned portion of this is going to be incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And this is why like I could never work for a company, because like I would sit there and be like, all right, lessons learned. It's like we like to do lessons learned. Lessons learned. Seat assignment company, never use them again. I'm like, oh my God, what? We have such a great relationship. Yeah, never use them again. It's like, why? Well, I almost didn't get the fucking seats assigned because some guy went on vacation and just couldn't mentally handle being back. And it's like, oh, and then our tracker guy, the guy who hired the movers, yeah, never use them again either. It's like, oh, but we've been using them for years. We have a partnership with them. Yep, nope, cut that off.
Yep.
Why? Because he hired a fucking moving company that was incapable of doing the job.
Yeah.
And so not only were they incapable of doing it, they were unprepared for the volume of stuff independent of what it actually was. If it was the same volume of stuff and all it was fucking desks and bookcases, they still wouldn't have been able to move it with one fucking truck.
Yeah, one truck. Fucking assholes. Oh, and by the way, that moving company, never used them again.
Yeah, never use that again. A lot of lessons learned.
Yeah, a lot of lessons learned going to be coming out of this.
A lot of bridges burned too.
Yeah.
You should start like next time you guys have like a meeting or whatever. Like, I don't know if you have department staff, whatever the fuck. It's like, hey, well, I want to lead the next meeting. We're going to call it lessons learned and bridges burned. And let's fucking do this.
I like that. That's the title of this episode.
Yes.
Lessons learned and bridges burned.
Yeah. And it's like, fuck all of these people. Like,
yeah,
fuck every single one of them.
Fuck you. Just walk out of the meeting like this. Fuck all of you.
No, because it's like, again, like how incompetent can you completely be? And as a logistics company, you can't use companies that don't pay attention to details.
Right. And like,
whether
this
it's
is one of those
it's these employees or, well, it's not the moving company is the whole that's top down, but whether it's the other 2 employees independently or if it's the companies themselves, like you need to have those conversations with whatever higher ups.
Yeah. And
like, that's a fucking joke.
This is part of the conversation that I had with Michaela's cousin today. And I go, I guess this is why my company exists and companies like us, because we do have a couple competitors that are out there too. And she's like, yeah, I guess so. This is why like we don't leave stuff to like the Tracker Man's company to do everything, because it would be a shit show. And then she turned around and goes, thank God you guys did come in, because otherwise we wouldn't even be moving chemicals either. Like we wouldn't have moved like we wouldn't have done anything. Like the move literally just would have ceased to exist.
Oh, the office stuff could have moved.
Yeah.
Desks.
Yeah. So I was like, Jesus, man, like, it's just like little things, right? And I said this in the last episode too, like, I haven't even been working here for 6 months. And like, I understand like the questions that need to be asked in order to like do stuff efficiently. Cause like, it's common sense, right? Like, oh, you're going to be a moving company that's moving out of 3 floors of a building. Like, don't you want to come see what you're going to be moving? Like, that seems common sense to me. Like,
Well, now that conversation too, because it's like, first of all, if I were you, I would start fucking booking the company myself. I would say,
Oh,
fuck that.
so that's what we normally do, but I don't know if I mentioned
because you
that
came in late, because you
we
mentioned,
came in late.
you guys
Yeah.
came in late.
This is phase 3. So I can only imagine what
Marvel phase 3.
what phase 1 and phase 2 looked like.
So
But
is
there's
this
a
Moon
reason
Knight?
why.
Are we in Moon Knight at this point?
Yeah, this is Moon Knight. I feel like fucking Oscar Isaac and Moon Knight right now. Like, I don't know, who am I gonna be? Am I gonna be fucking Steve? Am I gonna be the other guy? Like, I don't know. Am I gonna be the random third guy at the end of it?
At the end.
Yeah,
Jake.
like, I don't know. Who am I gonna be tomorrow? We'll see. Like,
Yeah, I was just say, because I would fucking, or well, I guess now you know too. It's like, if you do walk in, be like, it's like, oh, you hired this company? Yeah, I'll double check that.
yeah. So
yeah, it's like, I'll call them, and then you call the company and be like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, can you do this, that, the other thing? Yep. It's like, okay, cool. So when do you want to come do your walkthrough?
yeah.
Like, oh, walkthrough. It's like, yeah, you're gonna come do a walkthrough, right? Like, you got to see the space, how, plan it out, stage, whatever. It's like, oh no, we usually don't do that. You know what, man? We're good. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, I'll send Officer Doofy over. It's like, I know what, at least you're trying. It might not work out, but
yeah. Well, that's that. And speaking of not really working out, well, did you hear President Biden got COVID?
I did.
So
I didn't think there was much I didn't think there was much to go with here outside of, if they kill him though. Was that my death pool? Oh, that was my death pool last year.
That was your death pool last year. My prediction though, in was that like early 2020?
Yeah, they were gonna kill him.
It was before the election. It was before the election. I think I said that like Biden was going to win and they were going to kill him off with COVID. Now, to be fair, if you go back, my glasses are so fucking smudged. Like, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see I've taken them off like 4 fucking times to fix them. But if you go back and rewatch the tape, rewind the tape, I think my original prediction was they would kill him off in like, early to mid 2021. So like my timeline is off, but it's still there. And I could still be right.
It's in play.
Yeah.
We would have to, I mean, I don't know how the fuck we would actually do it. We would have to go back and find that.
Yeah.
We would need a task force. Like, I'd put everybody on it. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, I'll
Jones,
give $50 to the first
Sexy
person
Chris, Michaela, anyone. Like someone take the numbers divisible by 7, and those are your episodes.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What numbers are divisible by 7? I'm not doing math for you.
Yeah, all the prime numbers between episodes 262 and 301.
Yeah, I mean, so luckily we know we wouldn't have to go back until at least March 2020, and even that's too early.
Yeah.
Probably closer to like
August. July or August.
Yeah. That's 2 years though. That's a lot of listening to us. I don't know if I'd wish that upon anybody.
I don't know. Sexy Chris and Nick. Shout out to Nick. Nick
can be on the task force. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's been listening the whole time, but he's listened to every single episode. Like, he went back, he decided he must really hate himself. He decided to go back and listen from the beginning. So yeah, there's a few of you guys out there.
We could task force this.
Yeah. Mitch has probably listened to almost every episode.
See, if we ship Mitch a case of fucking Monster, which I don't know if he's still drinking that shit, but if we just like ship him a case of that, like, he would find it in like 3 days. It's like, I just listened to it nonstop.
Yeah.
Like, did you sleep? Yeah, I listened to it in my sleep. I can do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and while I was lifting and whatever, if I found it, here it is.
Yeah, here you go. Here it is. So Biden got COVID, which doesn't really matter outside of my prediction. However, the best part about this was the official statement that came out from former President Donald J. Trump.
Oh, this should be good. I didn't see this. This should be so
titled
good.
Today, July 21st, 2022. Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. Here it is.
This should be so good.
Joe Biden, who many have said is our worst president, has come down with a case of the China virus, despite being vaccinated. I hope Sleepy Joe is able to bounce back quickly, much as I was. Doctors describe my fight against the China virus as Herculean, and not meaning the woke Disney Hercules, but rather the Kevin Sorbo one, the Lou Ferrigno one as well. Joe, I wish you a speedy recovery, even though you are taking America in the wrong direction, because no one wants Kamala.
That is by far. That is by far the best press release I think I've ever heard
in the history of press releases.
of all of them. Outside of like Club Pro guys, like congratulation letters for the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should be a parody. And it is, he 100% believes all of that.
Yes.
Of like the Hercules.
Just the opening line. Joe Biden, who many has said is our worst president, has come down with the case of the China virus, despite being vaccinated. Doctors describe my fight against the China virus as Herculean, not meaning like, the woke Disney Hercules, but the Kevin Sorbo one. And Lou Ferrigno was okay too.
Oh my God. That's so fucking funny. That's so good. Like that could have happened in a WWE ring.
Yes. Yeah, it could have actually. I feel like it should have.
Like come back from commercial. Trump's music comes on.
Yeah.
He walks down, gets in the ring,
grabs a mic.
Yeah, and his mic, he opens up, and then now would be where someone else's music hits. And I don't know who it would be. Maybe it's AOC, like runs down with a fucking chair or something.
Yeah.
Or like Biden gets up on like the monitor and starts talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then tells
I'm here, bitch.
And then next month at SummerSlam, when I'm recovered, me and you, steel cage.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good that when you can cut a promo based off political happenings.
Two presidents. To the last two presidents of this country, you could cut a promo.
You could cut a promo on
in WWE.
Yes. Like that, like, man, if I was good at Photoshop, 'cause I think Trump's been in a WWE ring before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like put that to it. Oh man, that would be such a good video.
Yeah, that would be pretty great.
That's awesome.
Sleepy Joe.
Still calls it the China virus.
The China virus.
Dude, China virus is not the preferred nomenclature.
No, he doesn't give a fuck. I guess he put something out. What was it? I forget. I don't know now. But he put something out. He did like a press release or a press conference, but he only put it out on his app, like the Truth Social fucking app, whatever it is. And I guess he was just ripping everybody. Oh no, he ripped Elon Musk at one point. He was like, fuck, what did he say? It was something along the same lines as that, what he just said, though. It was like Elon Musk, recipient of many government handouts, came to me asking for help and basically got on his knees and begged for more subsidies. And for his companies that electric cars that don't charge long enough or like don't travel far enough, or his rockets that go to nowhere, and like all of these things, he just kept fucking.
So then so Trump says those things, and then Musk's music hits, and then he comes out and he's standing like right at like the entrance, and he's got a mic.
Yeah.
And then he starts his rebuttal.
Yeah.
And now it's a triple threat match at SummerSlam in the cage.
Keep it going, and
This
we'll
is
have
insane.
to turn it into a Hell in a Cell.
Oh,
Or
dude, we
no,
could get the Elimination Chamber.
the Inferno match or something.
I think they outdid they did away with the Inferno match. I guess lighting people on fire wasn't TV PG or something.
Yeah. Apparently, you could get away with a lot more in the early.
Although
2000s.
I guess it's going back to TV 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know what they used to be rated during the Attitude Era.
I feel like it,
but it's
had to
moving.
have been
It's
TV
moving.
14.
It's moving away from PG, TV PG, which is what it went. I don't know, 08 or something.
Yeah.
So they could probably do half the shit they used to do again. I don't know if they will though, because everyone's such a pussy.
Yeah. I mean, you think about like the Attitude Era, like The Rock was literally like, you take that fucking thing, do whatever it, like polish it up, turn it sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass. Like,
Yeah.
that's not PG. Like, that's not TV PG.
No.
You know, and like Stone Cold, like I let my favorite meme ever is Stone Cold in the office chair.
Yes, he was
wheeling down the fucking thing, just like fucking slamming beers. The chair hits the bottom of the ramp and he tumbles out of it and he stands up and he's still got his beers.
He was annihilated.
And the crowd goes nuts and he just fucking chugs them. Like, it was nuts. That was like, that's not TV PG.
No.
Crushing beers on TV.
No. Every show he must have drank beer on every single show.
It was a thing. Like, someone in the crowd, like, all he had to do was go over to one of the turnbuckles and put up a hand.
No, it was the guy
and someone would just throw him a beer.
It was the guy by the bell.
Yeah,
they had beer for him.
Yeah,
because there was one time The Rock went over and just he hit Stone Cold with a stunner.
Yep.
And then Stone Cold like kind of came to, so he hit him with a rock bottom again. And then he went over and grabbed the 30 rack. It was a 30 rack of Miller Lite, I think. And he just started walking away with it. I'm seeing all these old videos on my Instagram. My Instagram algorithm is so fucked right now. There's so much fucking wrestling.
I mean, that's great. That's a great thing for it to
dude,
be.
It is so good. Like, and if they can go back, I won't watch. To be perfectly honest, I won't. Raw's on way too late. I'm not paying for pay-per-views. And I'm not paying for WWE Network or whatever. I don't know what that engage or arrangement is anymore.
Yeah.
So truthfully, I won't watch. But I mean, like, that stuff was like genuinely funny.
Yeah. If they could get back to something close to the Attitude Era, like, that was peak wrestling.
Dude, that was just peak entertainment in general, in like, regardless of industry.
Right.
And it's like, if someone wanted to be like, and I really didn't get it at the time, but like when those guys would come out and cut promos, I'd be like, they're just talking. It's like, I'd rather see someone wrestle. It's like, some of the shit they used to say was so fucking funny. Like, even Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Chris Jericho was great.
Yeah. And that's like, I didn't get it at the time. Chris Jericho used to piss me off. I didn't like him.
I didn't like his stupid fucking top ponytail with his long hair. I was like, you look like a dumb bitch. Go back to Fozzy.
But it is so funny going back now and like looking at some of that shit.
Yeah.
And like how insulting it truly was.
Yes. You know what I just realized, speaking of Chris Jericho, you remember like that was the lead up to Y2K?
Y2J.
Yeah. It was like, that was the dumbest thing ever. Like, looking back at it, like because they were talking about it for months and they had the fucking clock that they would like flash on the Jumbotron and everyone's like, oh my God, what's it going to be? And then all of a sudden it was just Chris Jericho. And it's like, okay.
Wait, so they did that over multiple episodes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, I thought, because I actually stopped watching. I watched in like 97, 98, maybe like 90, part of 99. Then I kind of stopped. And then I think I picked it back up in like 03. So I actually missed quite a bit of good stuff because I missed the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
All of it.
When was the corporation and the ministry? Was that like 02?
That was like 90,
99,
98,
99.
Because I was watching.
Because that's when I was I was like in the thick of it, probably from like 97 to 2003 or 4.
2003 was like evolution in them, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think that's,
and obviously Cena was in, and the Kane unmasking was around then, I believe, if I have my timeline correctly.
Yeah, so I think I probably fell off like very shortly after that.
Yeah, okay.
Because was that when they took on? No, that was earlier. I was going to say ECW. That was earlier than that.
Yeah, that was early. That was like 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Y2J thing, Jericho was coming over from WCW.
Yeah.
And I didn't see Jericho when he first came over, because I thought with him it was someone was in the ring talking, probably Triple H, and then all of a sudden the timer popped up.
Yeah.
Right around the new year. And then all of a sudden Jericho just showed up like that. And like he was there. Like,
yeah, no, they were doing that timer thing for months.
Oh, man, that's a little dumb.
Yeah. It would just like randomly like pop up on the Jumbotrons, and it would do like fucking flash like 64 days, 12 hours and 42 minutes.
All right. So I think I watched a little bit of 03, 04 because WrestleMania 20 was 04. And that was the main event. It was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit finally won.
Yep.
And Eddie Guerrero came into the ring because he had beat Brock Lesnar earlier in the night, or at the last pay-per-view, maybe.
Yep.
And he came into the ring to meet him.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I remember that.
So I watched that, and that was 2004.
Okay.
So I was probably done by 2005, I assume.
I would say probably the same. So I probably ran from like 97 to 05.
Yeah, see, I stopped in the middle and I missed a lot. Like DX in the fucking tank, like I didn't watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever they were in. Like they got like fucking Billy Gunn's got the hat and the fucking bush on top. So
the ass man.
Yeah, like when Kurt Angle first came over, like I was not watching then.
Yep.
So yeah, I was watching because now I still feel as though I caught the best of it, because it was like still Kane the Undertaker. It was the Ministry, the Corporation, DX, Stone Cold at the peak, Rock at the peak, Mankind was still wrestling.
Yep.
The hardcore division was still going.
Yep. Yeah, then there was like the little smaller factions that would like feud with each other, right? Like it was like the Hardy Boys would go after like Edge and Christian.
Yeah. The Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys. Yeah, the EPA.
The APA.
Oh, the APA, yeah. Yeah.
JBL and Farouk.
Yep. Yeah, those are pretty good.
It all comes up too. Like I'll just pull up my phone now, Instagram. I'll refresh it and I'll show you fucking not only what it is, but where it is, like on my Explore or whatever.
Then it was well, this was earlier, but it was like Jeff Jarrett with the stupid fucking guitar.
I remember him from WCW, I think. All right, so my front
was actually Stone Cold's wife, Deborah.
Yeah, now he's married to Sable. Top middle box. DX brutalized Chris Jericho into emergency. That's not good English. July 10th, 2000. And then below it and to the left, Kurt Angle. That's an angle slam on Undertaker. That looks like an American Badass Undertaker. This is 2002.
Didn't one of the episodes, it was either it might have been Stone Cold or The Rock or someone stole the ambulance that like Shane McMahon got put in? and
It
fucking
sounds like
like,
it would be Stone Cold stealing that.
yeah, and like drove it into something or
Well,
what.
Stone Cold also I think he broke into Vince McMahon's hospital room and hit him over the head with the chamber pot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Still,
I think it was Vince McMahon. I forget who was in that hospital room.
I think one of my favorite parts. This was after I guess it was during the corporate ministry, technically, when we realized that Vince was the higher power or whatever. It was me, Austin. And then Linda and Stephanie decided to give up partially control of their company.
Yeah, and they gave it to Austin.
To give it to Austin, who became the controlling stakeholder. So he walks out with a fucking clipboard and a red tie. He's not wearing a shirt, but he's got a red tie and a clipboard. And he goes, "Hey, Vince, like my fucking clipboard," and he like flings it in there and he goes, "See this tie? This is a power tie." And then he puts up his hands and someone tosses him 2 Busch Lights and just starts fucking crushing him. And he goes, "I'm your fucking boss."
They certainly don't make them like they used to.
No, like that one like scene and like the lead up to that, like that was peak. Like you said, not just peak wrestling, that was peak entertainment. Like that was great.
It's so good.
He literally walked out with a clipboard to do nothing with it, just to throw it in the audience.
Like my clipboard. Even like some of the backstage stuff was funny too.
Oh yeah, I love how they used to just fuck with Coach and Michael J. Cole or Michael Cole, whatever the fuck his name was.
Cole.
Michael Cole. I added the J because that's a rapper. Like they would like punk him. They'd be like doing an interview and they would fucking like just go at him.
Coach ended up being like,
he's like a legit announcer now.
Yeah, but he also like, so with WWE, he also became like, I don't know if he was like commissioner of one of the shows or something. Like he was like I feel like he was like the Eric Bischoff of one of the shows at one point. Which, what a clown that guy was.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I heard Coach on ESPN not that long ago, like maybe within the last like 2 years. And I just remember being like, because I think I tweeted about it. And I was like, I can't get over the fact that like Coach is a real like sports announcer, because I know him as the guy that used to get fucked with by all the wrestlers in the early 2000s.
Yeah, so he was on ESPN from 08 to 17. Then he was with NBC from 18 on, doing some PGA Tour live stuff and some golf coverage. I don't know what he's doing.
That must have been when I saw him.
I think now he's back with WWE. Yeah, he was an interim GM in like 06, 07, an assistant to Eric Bischoff, whatever. So he like actually like grew into like a position.
Wow. Good for him. And then he left and went to ESPN. Must have been that good. Must have been that good of a job.
Pre-game host for XFL. That's yeesh.
Yeah. Isn't that is that coming back? Is that the one that The Rock is running? Or is that a different one?
Dude, who knows?
Is he doing the USFL? I don't know. The Rock apparently is running one of those leagues. But I don't fucking know. You want to wrap this bitch up?
Yeah. So I went to the grocery store today, which is weird for a Thursday, but I'm playing tomorrow. I'm playing Saturday. I just figured I'll get it over with.
So fucking jealous. I haven't played with you since you last Friday, and I'm not going to be able to play because of this stupid fucking wedding, probably until sometime next week. But sorry, continue.
So I'm there and I'm thinking, I don't know why it hit me. What is the more underwhelming food to see go on a grill? Hot dog or grilled chicken. We'll call it chicken breast because chicken thighs could be good. So hot dogs or grilled chicken breast. What's the worst fucking thing that some people will argue to me that is actually good?
Is the chicken marinated?
You can qualify this how you want to. I'm under the assumption that it can't be bland because there's like, if you just throw like salt and pepper, fucking
Yeah.
That there's no rating. That's not rated any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So it can be marinated, it can be rubbed, it can be fucking whatever, pounded, don't matter.
Yeah. I'd probably still might have to go with the chicken.
And I think it's the chicken too, because at least with hot dogs, I know exactly what they are.
Right. And you can dress them up too. Like you can put a bunch of shit on the hot dog.
I've actually seen, and I think this is actually like, I really feel like I should call the fucking FBI on this. I've seen people do like hot dog burnt ends.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
What are they, 7?
And that's kind of
What the fuck?
like, I hope they're cooking for a 5-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So imagine that. Like you throw hot dogs on a smoker and then you cut them up, put them in a tray, butter, sugar, barbecue sauce, Coke, whatever. And you throw it back in to get all sticky and whatever.
If anybody ever tried to serve me hot dog burnt ends, I would slap the fucking tray out of their hands and put it on the ground. Or if it was on a table, I would just go, oh, these? Whoops. And just fucking drop them on the ground.
That's where they belong.
That's exactly where they belong. That's blasphemy. Let the dogs eat them. Like the dogs can have the hot dog burnt ends.
Maybe I should pivot this because I go chicken too, because I think chicken just sucks. Like I feel pretty confident. Worst. I feel pretty confident in my ability where it's like
the only thing worse than chicken
hey, man,
is turkey.
It's like, hey, will you help me cook? I've got chicken breast. And it's like, and everyone's too shit-faced to drive. It's like, ah, shit. Okay. So there's no outs.
Yeah.
Here. It's like, okay, give me a fucking hammer. Like I'll smash it, whatever. I'll dry rub it and I'll grill it and whatever. It'll be fine. Like,
yeah,
that would be adequately rated. Right. But like most people don't know how to cook, and chicken breast, fuck that.
No.
So if we were to bastardize burnt ends, and obviously traditional burnt ends are brisket, a poor man's burnt ends is a chuck roast.
Right.
And the pork equivalents would be pork belly and pork shoulder, of which I have done all but the brisket burnt ends. So I've done 3 out of the 4. And they're all lights out because I'm fucking awesome. So now we know hot dog burnt ends are an absolute bastardization, right?
Yes.
What about like a sausage burnt end? Now this is going to require a little bit of creativity. So I'm thinking you take like a kielbasa or something like that.
Yep.
Throw it in the smoker.
Yep.
It won't take that long. Cut it up. So you got, 1 inch, 3/4 inch pieces, whatever. And you take that. And then this is where now you need to get a little creative, I think, in my head. And I was thinking actually like a maple Dijon kind of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe like if you have some caramelized onions, throw those in. Maybe do like a maple Dijon dump, maybe add some brown sugar, whatever, and then throw that back in. Do we call that kind of acceptable? I think that's kind of
that
acceptable.
is 100% acceptable because it exists. I've had that before. Like what you just described, I've had before. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kielbasa in like a maple brown sugar sauce.
Oh shit!
So but it's like a sticky like burnt end sauce. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
It exists.
See, I thought I just invented it right here, right
now. No, I've had it before.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So it's good, but it's also not burnt ends. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't call that burnt ends. You would just call that like, I don't know, fucking kielbasa, like maple glazed kielbasa.
Well, so then on that note, so under that logic, what makes burnt ends burnt ends?
I don't know. I feel like we're going to get into an open face bread discussion right now. I need
because I consider so I consider burnt ends where you take a some of meat. You cook it low and slow for a little bit, ideally with some smoke. I've done oven burnt ends too in the winter.
Yep.
Then you cube it.
Yep.
And then you add in a bunch of flavors, including a bunch of sweet stuff, so that'll get like sticky. And all that slow cooking should make it almost fall apart.
Right.
Now, I know the sausage won't like fall apart like the other ones will, but it meets most of the criteria.
Yeah, I think
because burned ends in its purest form, I don't think exists. I think back in the day, if you cooked a whole brisket, because obviously the name burnt ends had to have come from somewhere, right?
Right. It was
so
quite literal burnt ends of the brisket.
So I assume, and someone out there probably knows, I assume you would cook the whole brisket, like Costco, 16 pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
And someone who actually knows what they're doing would know which pieces of the brisket are going to be best for slicing. And then you would trim accordingly, right?
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Does logic seem to track?
Yeah, that makes
sense.
So
what you're left with is obviously the ends.
Right.
And because the ends are smaller, thinner usually, they're going to darken quicker.
Yeah.
So you're carving your brisket and you want to make your slices all like uniform, whatever. So whatever's left over, you then cube that, throw it in with a bunch of sweet stuff. And that's why you have burnt ends. I assume that's why that exists. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Okay.
I think you nailed it.
But I think now, because I think now the modern burnt end is more about the end result. It's a cubed or bite-sized meat that has been slow cooked in a something to make it sticky.
Yeah, like a sweet sticky sauce.
Yeah, because you can go Asian, you can go traditional barbecue, you can do whatever there. Like you could do brown sugar, butter, and Coke. Like,
yep,
that would all work. But I think it does move away from tradition, and you have almost like a new modern thing. Because I've done it both ways. I've cooked the meat like a chuck roast. I've cooked it whole, and I've cubed it beforehand. Yeah, and they both kind of do the same thing, really.
Yeah,
cube probably cooks quicker.
Yeah, probably. It's more surface area.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, hot dog burnt ends can get fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can feed that to the dogs.
Oh, could you? It's like, I made 2 types of burnt ends. One is chicken tender, and the other is hot dog.
Yeah, cool. So you made trash.
Great. Is there any Kraft mac and cheese to go with this?
Yeah. Cool. So you cook trash.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Thanks for that. I love eating trash.
Yeah. Do you expect me to eat this?
Yeah.
Do you expect me to eat this and like it?
Yeah.
Are you full disclosure? I think I had a hot dog. What was the most recent holiday? Oh, 4th of July. I think I had a hot dog on the 4th of July with like Dijon mustard, and it was, again, as expected, meets expectations.
Yep.
It was what I bargained for.
Yeah.
Hot dog burnt ends. I just got the feeling. Yeah. There's nothing, like, it can't be good.
No, there's no way. There's no way it's even fucking remotely palatable. Like I said, unless you're 7 or you're a dog. Because dogs will quite literally eat anything. They eat their own shit if you don't pick it up.
Yep.
Like dogs will eat anything. Well, my dog likes it. Your dog eats shit and licks its fucking dick.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's the best measuring stick.
Yeah. All right. So my final thought, I guess potentially quick, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But it is becoming apparent that in general, I could say people that are in power in this country don't respect women. Right? Like I like kind of semi tried to like tread carefully there.
So I will expand on that. Old white men do not respect women.
Correct. Yeah. So that's true. Most of the people in power in this country are old white men. And I can tell you from experience working in the corporate world now that old white men for sure do not respect women. Some of the shit that comes out of these
I
guys'
hang around enough
mouths.
golf courses. It's
Yeah.
insane that what these people say.
It's like, hey man, like you can't say that anymore. Like I get it, like in the like the corporate setting, I'm like, I get it, like it's just me and him, or it's like me and a couple other like younger guys and him and like whatever. Like there's this old white dude that wants to say something fucking gross, and it's like, all right, whatever. I laugh. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I didn't laugh at whatever he said. I definitely did because it's funny, but I know in the back of my head, like, dude, like you don't know us. Like you don't know us that well. Like what if one of us was like this huge fucking like SJW, which whatever, it doesn't, that's all beside the point, whatever. But like I've heard a lot of shit. I've heard enough shit in the less than 6 months that I've been working in the corporate world to know like, yeah, old white guys, that's the problem.
They're retarded. They are retarded.
Yeah. So anyway, it's safe to say the people in power in this country, aka old white men, do not give a fuck about women and women's rights because the Roe v. Wade thing that got overturned a couple weeks ago, everyone was up in arms. We were on the show. We talked about this thing got leaked in fucking March or April, whenever the fuck it got leaked. It was written in February. You had time to pass legitimate legislation to codify protections for abortions. And what did Congress do? Nothing. They were like, yeah, the Supreme Court's bad. Boo them. You should go do stuff. Yeah. Oh, man, if only there was something we could have done. Meanwhile, everyone's like, yeah, you could have fucking created a bill and signed it into law. No, we didn't have enough time. Okay, well, do you want to know what just happened this week in Congress? The House just passed a bill protecting gay and interracial marriages, because that's another thing that so when Roe v. Wade got overturned, right, there was the uproar about the now some states are going to outlaw abortion, which still to this day, I haven't been tracking it since it happened, but I think there was only 12 states that blocked it. And I don't know if all 12 even blocked it outright. They might have put some ridiculous ban of like 4 weeks before people even know they're pregnant, but like whatever it is, let's just say 12. There was 12 states that banned it. I don't know where it's gone since then because we don't talk about it because it's not in the news.
The total pool was like 22 states had something going.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like 12 automatically had something.
Yeah.
Like between trigger laws or legislation.
That sounds right.
And I thought the other like 10 or 11 were likely to have very, very strict rules. It was something like that. So it was going to be like 22, like almost.
Yeah, that sounds right. So they were like, yeah, no, we can't do that. Whatever. We didn't have enough time. So once the Roe v. Wade got overturned by the Supreme Court, which I'm on record on this show saying that for the reason that it makes federal government smaller, I was okay with. But on the other end of that, it's up to Congress to actually do something and pass legislation on. Everyone was freaking out about gay rights, being like, oh, gay marriage is next. Gay marriage is next. They're going to overturn it. Oh my God, they're going to overturn it. It was the case, Griswold, Lawrence, and Oberfeld, whatever the fuck. It was whatever allowed same-sex rights that the Supreme Court ruled on in, I think it was the early 2000s or something. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to get overturned by the Supreme Court now because they did away with Roe v. Wade. So what did Congress just turn around and do? Well, the House of Representatives passed a bill 267 to 157 to codify the right of gay and interracial marriages. And now that it's passed through the House, it gets thrown on to the Senate.
And the Senate is Democratic led.
I think it's a 50-50 split.
Okay.
So you're telling me that when this press release about Roe v. Wade got leaked in April and it was overturned in June, there wasn't enough time. But when Roe v. Wade got overturned in June to the third week of July, that's enough time to put together a bill to codify gay and interracial marriage. These people don't really give a fuck about you. I'm sorry. Like anyone that's like, oh yeah, no, of course, AOC cares about me. No, she doesn't. Oh yeah, obviously Nancy Pelosi cares. No, she doesn't. She doesn't give a fuck.
They could have put something forward. That because that's the thing is I don't even think they put it like I assume they didn't put anything forward and it did because we would have heard if it got voted down.
Yeah. Yep. No one gave a fuck. No one tried to codify abortion rights. We didn't have enough time. You knew about it. You had plenty of time because you've had roughly 4 weeks probably, and you've already taken the first step to codify, not even the first step, right? The first step is writing the bill. The second step is like probably getting enough people to like read it and say it's good. The third step is putting it to vote in the House. And then the fourth step is getting it through the Senate. So you've been able in 4 weeks to go through 3 steps of codifying gay marriage, gay and interracial marriage in 3 weeks. But April to July wasn't enough time to codify abortion rights. Got it. Yep. Okay. Oh, and also, by the way, they're also working on a contraceptive bill because that's another thing that the Supreme Court might overturn is the right to birth control. So they're scrambling to pass a law. Where was the scrambling to protect abortion? Because they don't care. They don't want you to have it. The Democrats that are like, oh, of course we support abortion.
Where were they?
Clearly you don't.
Because we know the Republicans don't. That's very simple.
Yeah, it's pretty open. The Republicans don't, right? But all of these Democrats are like, yeah, obviously. What do you mean? Obviously, we support abortion. Do you?
Where were you?
Do you?
None of you could hop on a laptop and type up a quick bill?
Yeah, have your fucking intern do it. Yeah, they don't
care. It doesn't even need to be good. You can amend any bill, so it doesn't even need to be right.
Yeah. Because what's happening is this current Supreme Court, like it or not, and I guess I'm kind of technically indifferent about it. I mean, I know I do like it from the standpoint of, like I said, making federal government smaller, but like it or not, the Supreme Court, this current sitting Supreme Court is working towards writing overstepping of boundaries, right? So like the role of the Supreme Court isn't to set law. So like when the Supreme Court rules on something and says like, oh yeah, no, at the federal level, abortion is legal. That's not the job of the Supreme Court. The job of the Supreme Court is to be like, that law that was passed by Congress, yep, we're cool, stamp of approval. It doesn't violate the Constitution. Or like the Supreme Court doesn't sit there and say like, we as the Supreme Court are going to make gay and interracial marriage legal throughout the country. That's not the job of the Supreme Court.
No.
Again, that's the job of Congress, which then the Supreme Court puts their stamp of approval, big thumbs up, okay by us, doesn't violate any amendments in the Constitution. We're cool here. That's literally the only job of the Supreme Court. all cool here, no problems. Or, hey man, that's not your job. Literally their only job is to be like, that's cool by us, or that's not cool by us. That's not your job. Like when the president signs these executive orders that do these like weird things, the Supreme Court's job is to step in and be like, that's not your job. This rule that you just signed, this law that you just tried to sign via executive order doesn't work. Like the DACA thing that Obama put in that everyone flipped out about when fucking Trump got rid of it, because the DACA, whatever it is like the immigration, it has something to do with immigration. I don't even fucking know about it. But everyone was like, oh my God, they got rid of it. They're racist. Nope. It's not supposed to be an executive order. Something of that magnitude is not supposed to be codified into law via the executive branch. It's supposed to go through the legislative branch. If you paid attention in middle school history class, you would understand
pretty
that.
straightforward.
It's pretty fucking straightforward. Who makes the laws? The legislative branch. Then the executive branch says, I agree. Then the Supreme Court looks at everything as a whole piece and goes, yep, doesn't violate the Constitution, cool by us. And then it becomes real law forever on the books to never go away. Like, that's how this shit works. So
no,
again, I know I said it before, like it or not, the repealing of these things by the current sitting Supreme Court, it's understandable that it makes some people uneasy, right? Because there is a potential that gay and interracial marriage would be left up to individual states' rights. If the Supreme Court just decided like, we're going to overturn this because the court that ruled on it in, call it 2004, that they didn't have the jurisdiction to make that ruling. Like they stepped outside of their job to do that. So then what does the legislative branch do? Before the Supreme Court can even do anything, they're like, oh yeah, real quick, we'll just write a law. We'll write a bill. We'll write a bill and we'll make it law. And then the Supreme Court's like, all right, cool. Yeah. It's your guy. That's your guys' job.
Send it to us when you're done.
Yeah, send it to us when you're done. That's your job. So, like I said, it's tough. It's a tough line to toe, but at the end of the day, it's the right thing. Like from a standpoint of everyone staying in their lane and doing their job, it's the right thing to do, which then puts the onus on Congress to do their fucking job, which they're doing for gay and interracial marriage and birth control.
They chose not to for abortion.
And they chose not to for abortion. So
should tell you everything you need to know.
Remember that. Remember that the next time a politician
anyone that goes to vote.
Oh yeah, obviously I'm pro-choice.
Yeah, where were you?
Where were you? So there you go. That's my 2 cents on that whole.
Yeah, that was such a quick final thought.
Shitstorm. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's never quick. So thanks for watching. Again, YouTube, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, rate, review if you're an audio guy. Tell everybody you know about the show. Welcome to whoever the new listener is in New Hampshire. There was like 85 downloads in New Hampshire. So I'm assuming it's one person that subscribed to the show and it like downloaded a bunch of episodes. So welcome. Maybe you're a recommendation of Sexy Chris. I don't know. If so, he's great. He'll be on the show again at some point. Always welcome. For that matter, anyone is always welcome. Thanks to mybookie.com. Use the promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Thank you to grillyourassoff.com. That's one thing. Grillyourassoff.com would never fucking condone hot dog burnt ends. That's for goddamn sure. They are a legitimate grilling company. They have the world's best seasonings. They got pickles and barbecue sauces and hot sauce. My current favorite hot sauce. They definitely don't make hot dog burnt ends. So if you want those, you're going to have to go to like some fucking carnival or something. Go to like a carnival in fucking Fall River. maybe.
A carnival for 3-year-olds.
Yeah, seriously. Like a carnival that's run by 3-year-olds. Not, yeah, there you go. Not for 3-year-olds, that's run by 3-year-olds. Then you'll get your hot dog burnt ends, but you ain't gonna get that shit from GoYourAssOff.com. What you will get from them is 10% off your entire fucking order every single time you check out if you use the promo code SarcasmPod at checkout. So there you go. You can get us on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks. Instagram is at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. The website is sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch, be cool. And until next time, good night, everybody.